Long ago, in a distant land surrounded by towering mountains and deep forests, there was a quiet village called Silent Valley. It was not known for riches or grandeur, but for its people's kindness. The villagers shared what they had, helped one another in times of sickness, and celebrated together in joy. At the very edge of the valley lived a poor man named Hakim. His house was a small clay hut with a straw roof and broken windows, but he never complained. He found beauty in the smallest things: a cool breeze, the sound of birds, the warmth of sunlight. Even when he had little food, he would thank the heavens for the breath in his lungs and the ground beneath his feet. Hakim lost his parents as a child and was raised by an old woman named Munira. She taught him how to farm, how to respect the land, and how to live humbly. She filled his heart with stories, proverbs, and lessons about kindness and patience. Since childhood, Hakim became known for his generosity. He grew wheat and vegetables in a small patch of land and drank from a clear spring nearby. One morning, while tilling his field, Hakim's hoe struck something solid. Curious, he dug deeper and uncovered a smooth golden pot, unmarked and glowing faintly. No carvings, no lid, just a plain vessel with a mysterious warmth. He held it up, wondering aloud if it was a forgotten relic or a divine gift. Hakim took it home and left it in the corner of his hut, unsure what to do. The next morning, he placed a small handful of wheat inside, intending to store it. When he returned the following day, the pot was full of fresh golden wheat. Bewildered, he tried again with a few beans, and again the pot multiplied them overnight. Stunned by this quiet magic, Hakim began using the pot cautiously. Over time, his small garden flourished. He harvested more than he needed and started giving the extra away. If he heard of a family going hungry, he left flour at their door. When a widow had no food, he brought her enough for a week. He asked for nothing in return. People noticed. Hakim, once poor, was now quietly feeding half the village. Some whispered that he had found treasure. Others believed he was blessed. And some, inevitably, grew envious. Seeing the food stacked in sacks and baskets, he asked, "Where is all this coming from, Hakim?" Hakim only smiled and said, "All provision comes from God. Those who give receive more." But curiosity turned into gossip. Villagers began watching him, trying to discover his secret. Hakim kept the pot hidden and used it only at night. He remained humble, never letting pride take root. One evening, Hakim sat before the pot and whispered, "Are you a blessing or a test? Will I remain humble or fall to pride?" That night, he dreamed of an old man standing on a high mountain saying, "Hakim, you were chosen not for your hands, but your heart. This pot is a test. Let not generosity become pride." Hakim awoke troubled. The dream lingered. He wandered through his field, remembering the days of hunger, the stars above him, the peace he once felt. Now he had plenty, yet a strange heaviness pressed on his soul. That evening he took the golden pot, returned to the spot where he found it, dug a hole, and buried it. Tears ran down his face, not from sadness, but from relief. It was never about the pot. It was always about the heart that used it. He remembered Munira's words, "Blessings are rivers." Instead of giving food, he taught children how to plant. He helped the young build canals and irrigation paths. he showed the women how to store grains and preserve vegetables. The entire village began to grow its own crops. Every family learned the value of the soil beneath their feet. No more secrets, no magic, only knowledge and effort. Hakim became a quiet teacher, walking through the village, sharing wisdom instead of wheat. His kindness spread farther than the pot ever could. One evening, as he rested under an olive tree, a young boy asked, "Uncle Hakim, is it true you once had a pot that made food appear?" Hakim smiled, ruffled the boy's hair, and said, "I once had a heart that knew how to give. That's better than any magic pot." And so, Hakim was remembered not for what he had, but for who he was. The villagers said, "The secret of the golden pot was never in the pot. It was always in the man who used it."